The accompanying working paper offers a summary of Taiwan's economic structure, as well as the trading relations that have been the driving force behind the globalization of Taiwan's economy. The working paper provides an overview of the economic issues that Taiwan is facing and analyzes the economic costs that Taiwan would incur if it did not participate in the expansion of regional free trade agreements, FTAs. Taiwan's participation in these free trade agreements, FTAs, and in particular the Trans-Pacific Partnership TPP, is discussed in this paper. Taiwan's participation in these FTAs is significant for two reasons. First, it helps Taiwan maintain its competitiveness in its core export markets. Second, and perhaps more importantly, it serves as an external driver of economic change within Taiwan. Taiwan's economy. The economy of Taiwan is doing very well. On average, Taiwan's gross domestic product has grown by 4.5% since 1992. The actual per capita income of Taiwan increased from $9,116 in 1992 to $19,762 in 2012 as a direct result of this increase. As a consequence, Taiwan is now the 28th wealthiest country in the world and the 6th wealthiest country in Asia. In addition, Taiwan has undergone a transition from a dictatorship to a fully functional democracy during its history. Taiwan has had a tremendous rise in foreign trade, which has been a driving force behind this progress. At the time, Taiwan's overall trade was worth more than $180 billion and accounted for 82% of the country's GDP. Taiwan's commerce accounted for 140% of the country's gross domestic product in 2012 and was valued at more than $650 billion. This led to Taiwan becoming the 19th largest trader in the world, even though it is only the 28th largest economy in the world. In 2012, the industrial sector accounted for around 99% of Taiwan's total exports of goods, while agricultural items made up approximately 1% of Taiwan's total exports. When it comes to imports, more than 77% of Taiwan's imports consist of agricultural commodities and raw materials. This is a reflection of Taiwan's limited arable land and the absence of natural resources that are indigenous to the country. After that, consumer items make up around 10% of total imports, followed by capital goods, which account for 14% of total imports. The extent to which Taiwan's economy is reliant on international trade is demonstrated by the data presented here. From 2005 to 2012, Taiwan's net exports were the most significant factor in the country's overall growth. Taiwan is mostly engaged in the production of parts and components that are then incorporated into finished goods, which are typically sold by businesses originating from Japan, the United States of America, or the European Union. It is a well-known fact that Taiwan's exports consist of more than 70% of intermediate items. Specifically, the information and communications technology (ICT) industry has been the primary target of this so-called contract manufacturing. A total of 94% of the world's motherboards and laptop personal computers are manufactured in Taiwan. According to the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, the majority of the computer chips that are utilized by American companies like Qualcomm and NVIDIA are manufactured by the company. Having said that, Taiwan is also home to several well-known global brands for personal computers, like Acer and Asus. Additionally, Taiwan is home to firms like Quanta and Wistron, which are the original design manufacturers for the majority of the world's PC brands. Taiwan's trade and investment relations. Over the course of the past 20 years, Taiwan's shifting patterns of international trade and investment have been marked by a rising economic interdependence with China in particular, but also with East Asia in general. As an illustration, China was Taiwan's 26th most important trading partner in 1992, with a total trade volume of $748 million. China was Taiwan's 158th export destination and 20th largest import source. The entire value of Taiwan's commerce with China reached $18.5 billion in 2002, placing China as Taiwan's fourth most important trading partner. Over $121.5 billion was the entire amount of trade with China in 2012. This figure includes exports to China totaling $80.7 billion and imports totaling $40.9 billion. China is now Taiwan's most important commercial partner, with about 21% of overall commerce, 40% of trade including Hong Kong, which is an increase from 7% in 2002. China is Taiwan's largest export destination and second largest source of imports. The amount of money invested in China has also increased significantly throughout this period, and as of July 2013, the total amount of Taiwanese money invested in China was estimated to be more than $58 billion. 20% of the investments are made in the manufacturing sector, which includes the production of electronic parts and components, as well as 14% in the production of computer electronics and optical components. Approximately 80% of Taiwan's total foreign direct investment (FDI) is currently invested in China. Due to the investment that was made in China, Taiwanese companies have been able to incorporate China into their supply chains. Additionally, it has been necessary for the transportation of commodities between and within Taiwanese firms that are located in China and Taiwan. As a consequence of this, the primary categories of trade between Taiwan and China are located in the regions of China in which Taiwanese investment is concentrated. As an illustration, Taiwan's primary exports and imports from China consist of optical and photographic instruments, 15.2% and 15.5% respectively, as well as electrical machinery and equipment, 41% and 42.5% respectively. Taiwan's trade with ASEAN countries shows a similar pattern, with total commerce increasing from $33 billion in 2002 to $88 billion in 2012. Conclusion: Taiwan's economic success highlights its resilience and trade-driven growth. As a global leader in industries like ICT, Taiwan has thrived through international trade and integration into global supply chains. However, limited participation in regional free trade agreements, FTAs, poses challenges to its competitiveness. Joining agreements like the Trans-Pacific Partnership (TPP) is crucial to maintaining its export edge and driving domestic reforms. Taiwan's future prosperity depends on strengthening trade alliances and adapting to the evolving global economy. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe for more updates, and drop a comment with your thoughts below. We'd love to hear from you.